Thank you for clicking on my video. Today I will be discussing my opinions on Resident Evil Requiem that are probably going to upset a sizable chunk of RE9 fans. If this video entertains you, please like, hype, subscribe, comment and share. Right, let's get this. Jill Valentine has more Raccoon City trauma than Leonkennedy. Jill should have taken Leon's place in Requiem, especially for the Raccoon City part. RC was her home and the RPD personnel were her people. She got infected and experienced symptoms during 1998. Leon's trauma is 100% valid, but Requiem's portrayal of him and his trauma reduces the awareness and impact of Jill's experiences. I just find Requiem's story very disrespectful in this manner. While I actually like Grace as a character, there are some issues with her. She does stutter way too much, which I am able to block out, but sometimes it just seems too much. And I've worked with people who have a stutter, so I have some real life experience with it. But yeah. With Grace also, I hate how her character will sometimes be really smart, but then sometimes really dumb. Her boss literally told her she doesn't have to revisit the Renwood Hotel due to her trauma and anxiety, and yet she still goes. She doesn't bring or get any backup, and let's be real, she's built like a twig that a kid can snap into. This is not giving analyst mentality. An FBI analyst would possibly bring another analyst or field agent with them for security. And when she realizes she's locked in the hotel, I don't see her try to use her phone to call for help. Not even a moment where she's like, oh no, my phone's got no service or signal. Despite moments like this, she'll have really cool moments like in the RHCCC when she bumps into Victor, my beloved Gideon, and uses the sound of opening a door to trick Victor into thinking she left the room, when in actuality she hides behind some furniture. I just wish she was consistently practical. Victor Gideon's boss fight is mid. In fact, all of the boss fights in Requiem are mid. Mid does not mean bad, just along the line of average, potentially forgetful, etc. But I need to highlight Victor, my beloved Gideon's boss fight. Mother Miranda's boss fight is better than Victor's. It's got more variety and challenge, and I know the bar is low when it comes to Village at times, but his boss fight is just underwhelming. I'd go as far as saying RE7's boss fights are almost all better, and the same goes for Village, and that's saying something. I'd rather replay all of those games as bosses than Requiem because there is an actual challenge or some level of creativity and uniqueness. Marguerite Baker's spider form boss fight is way better, challenging and scarier than the Titan spider from Requiem. I said what I said. If you deep it, they gave Leon Jill's "you want stars, I'll give you stars" moment in the way Leon ends Victor Nemesis with the Magnum Requiem. Jill deserved that moment that was robbed from her in 3's remake. Anyway, my beloved was supposed to turn into a snake. I mean, look at his fashion motifs and his skin and tongue. I wish Capcom had delayed Requiem even more so we could have gotten a better story and better second half gameplay. Leon's characterization has been doing my head in since RE4 remake. Let me explain. Yes, I love his cool and hot moments, no problem there. The issue is his constant seriousness, which I find doesn't mix well with his comical side. I personally don't find Leon and his one-liners amusing, but at least in RE4 OG, his relaxed nature allowed me to take his comical side more seriously, or more amusingly, I should say. I just can't fully get behind the whole PTSD trauma thing when his character keeps going back for more and more. The whole survivor's guilt is fine, but why does he act like it's his fault Marvin or Kendo's daughter passed? I think a better cause for Leon to have really bad trauma that he could misguidedly blame himself for is the Tall Oaks incident. He had to put a bullet in his very powerful, world-leading friend, to say the least. It would carry on from RE6's story in a believable and sympathetic way. Speaking of Kendo's shop flashback, did you guys clock how they cut out Ada in that flashback in Requiem? Where is Ada? Where's Claire while we're at it? I'm sorry, but Jill, Claire, Ada, Chris, Rebecca, Barry and Sherry not being in the game / present in Raccoon City is diabolical. The 30th year anniversary game and all we get is Leon and Newcomer. How come not a Jill x Chris game to commemorate 30 years of Resident Evil? Don't get me wrong, I can appreciate Requiem for what it is, but it's really giving DLC, not main story. The RHCCC is so short and so is Raccoon City. Honestly, there is more replay value in Resident Evil 7 Biohazard's banned footage DLCs. What I think is scary is how the gaming industry doesn't give you complete games. They'll sell you roughly 60% of the story and game, but the DLCs contain roughly 40% of the rest of the story and gameplay. Look at RE7 Biohazard, for example. Look at Resident Evil 4 Remake and Separate Ways Remake, for example. The gaming industry just brings a tear to my eye. If Hunk was really deleted by leonkennedy, this is a tragic and unnecessary loss. Like, he's technically a villain who worked for Umbrella, and so it was fitting that he met his end by Leon, but it was still unnecessary to seemingly delete him in this game. Symbolically, his alleged death represents the penultimate nail in the Umbrella coffin, with Gideon supposedly being the ultimate one. Leon could never beat Xeno, and that's why they had to nerf him and then dispose of him. Timu Wesker was just nostalgic eye candy with the thinnest double coat of paint, namely his costume aesthetics. I think Alyssa Ashcroft got done so dirty by the developers. They bring her back, we don't even get to play as her. Even the Renwood Hotel would have been more fun on replays if you played as Alyssa, given she has a gun, and you had to have a standoff with the assassin. It could have been like Mia in Resident Evil 7, where you have to face him twice and you finally think he's down, but at the end of the second fight he catches Alyssa off guard and then her deletion occurs. That is a more respectful way to delete a legacy character. The Spencer story retcon, or whatever you want to refer to it as, is just weird to me. However, it's not surprising. Requiem made me realize that Resident Evil on a whole has never really had great stories and writing. However, the combination of lovable characters and fun gameplay is what makes fans engage with the story and lore. Lack of consistency within a series' story and retcons can cause division among fans, just like how the OG timeline and remake timeline have. All in all, Requiem has many story issues and a lack of gameplay runtime. So, thanks for sticking around till the end. Hopefully my voice didn't bore you or make you want to click off the video at any point. Let me know what you guys thought and what content you would like to see in future videos. I will be working on a Resident Evil 4 remake review for my next big video. Please like, hype, subscribe, comment and share. God bless you and goodbye.